Hello everyone, I'm Madison.
And I'm Nick, and we are the creators behind Building Home.
We have been working hard over the last 6 years, building our family real estate business and our home renovation skills, and now we've started this YouTube channel to help anyone out who might be interested in doing similar things.
Today we're going to be tackling our demo for our massive living room renovation. Spoiler alert, it is mostly done behind us.
We have a ton of videos coming up for you guys. We're gonna be building custom fireplace surrounds, weaving new hardwood floors into old hardwood floors, but today is all about ripping things out and getting some fresh paint on the walls. The very first thing we did in this room was patch all of the holes from the previous owner, sand and paint. We are using Bare Snowy Pine. It is an ultra crisp, clean white paint and primer in one. So we did 3 coats of cutting in, trimming around the edges of every wall around the electrical sockets, which we removed the faceplates of, and then 3 coats of rolling on the rest of the wall. So today we are pulling up the carpet. I just wanted to give you guys a couple tips to make sure that if you're doing this for the first time, it goes well for you because it's a huge pain in the butt. So the items that you will need are a utility knife, a variety of pliers and or staple removers if your carpets are stapled and not glued down, some sort of crowbar so that you can pull up the tack strips. This also comes in handy if you have big chunks of glue that you need to remove. Now, this is not our first rodeo, so there's a couple things I want to go over with you guys to help make the process easier on you. If this is your first time removing the carpets in your house, the number one thing I want to talk about is waste. Carpet is renovation and or construction waste. It is not appropriate for your regularly scheduled garbage pickup. We have a metro service in our city where everyday individuals can bring in small loads of home construction waste, carpet included. That's what we will be doing today. And they ask that you separate the carpet, the padding, and the tack strips all into separate bags. I know not everybody has convenience centers, not every metro service operates the same way, so check your personal city or town's services and requirements, but please do not just pull up a bunch of carpet and shove it in your trash can. It may get picked up, but it shouldn't, and it probably won't. The only other tip I have for you guys is to cut your carpet into small strips. You do not want to try to pull up the entire room of carpet all at once. Not only will it be incredibly heavy and incredibly difficult to carry, it will also be incredibly difficult to dispose in an organized way. So I personally go about 12-inch strips, take it down the length of the room, roll up the carpet, come back, do the same thing with the padding. The padding's probably gonna break into a million pieces, but try to roll it up if you can. And other than that, we're about to just take some crowbars and utility knives to these things and get about 700 square feet of carpet up today.
Okay, we're ready. As Madison said, you can really see here that it is just so much easier to cut these down into strips. You can separate the carpet from the padding from the tack strips, making it lightweight and easier to manage.
Whew. We are sweating, but really good news. We can tell now at this point, because we've taken up the first row of padding, that this carpet was stapled down. From what we see so far, the installer did not overly staple. This is where you can tell where staples are, little clump of padding. And I'm not exaggerating when I say I have pulled up carpets before and it's just rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of staples, like someone just went nuts. So this is best case scenario right now. Stapled down appropriately, but not overly so. And from what we can see so far, the subfloor is dry. There's no super visible spots of rotting or dips. So if the rest of the floor looks like this, we're gonna be in awesome shape. This is truly the best case scenario. So I'm sweating, I'm excited. My husband behind the camera has never pulled up a carpet before. What do you think?
Let's not do it again.
Do not recommend.
Yeah, do not recommend.
All right, you guys, we are moving on to tack strip removal and staple removal. We're still looking in really good shape. There are not a lot of staples down. The subfloor is totally clean, totally dry. It looks pretty level, so I'm absolutely thrilled with how things are going so far. I do want to take a note for safety. First of all, hydrate. Second of all, we're going to be dealing on the subfloor now, so please, please, please protect your knees. We paid $10 for these. They're one size fits all, so they're kind of giant on me, but it's going to help. In a pinch, I've used an old yoga mat. I've used towels, but you know, $10 to protect yourself, protect your knees. Please, 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 I beg of you, don't spend hours and hours and hours crawling around on a subfloor, prying things out of the ground. It's gonna hurt and it's just not worth it. Go to a local garden store, go to Home Depot, go online, get some knee protection.
Lots of finger guns today.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from.
I don't know either.
This person now.
I'm more that person than you are.
It's true. I'm taking it from you. All right, let's go. The process of pulling up staples is incredibly tedious. It is impossible to just get them all in one go. You're going to be going over it with the shop vac, and then you're going to find some new staples. Then you're going to go to lay down the floors and you're going to find some more staples. Just do your very best, take your time, be advised that all of the staples do need to come up out of the floor and just accept that, embrace it, and go on your journey. Okay, so we are now to the point where we need to take out this big slab of marble from the floor. At this point, it's not really clear how it was installed, if there's any thin set underneath there, but we are going to try to take it out in one piece so that it can be donated to Habitat for Humanity. And we also need to keep the rest of our mantle and surround in pristine condition. So we don't really know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna try to pry it up very, 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 very carefully. We did not get the slab up. That's okay. It'll stay in place and we're gonna build around it.
The weight of the entire mantle was bearing down on the slab itself, so there was no real way to remove it without risking damage to the mantle.
So looking back at this footage, we saw that we were really, really negative and cranky and just in a bad place about not being able to get this slab up. But ultimately, us not being able to remove the slab just forced us to think a little more outside the box and a little more creatively in terms of our design. And I'm super, super happy with what we came up with. It's completely original. It's not what we had been planning on, but sometimes you just gotta maneuver with the curves that the house tells you you can and cannot take.
That's all right. We figured it out.
We did.
Yeah.
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 Now, the flooring demo for this particular room is a little unique because we're not only demoing carpet, we're demoing hardwood floors, and we are going to thread in new floors to the old floors. This is called weaving in, threading in, feathering in. They all are the same basic concept. We need to demo certain boards in the floor so that we can knock new boards in and have one seamless look running the hardwoods throughout the rest of the room.
The basic principle behind this technique is taking a circular saw, cutting out the middle of a board that you want to remove without cutting into the subfloor or the staples and grooves of the surrounding boards. Unfortunately, since we were working with a diagonal, we had to cut every single board that was along this edge. Once we got to the straight edge portion, we were actually able to salvage a lot more of the boards.
This move is a little more intermediate to advanced. We definitely wouldn't recommend it if you've never used a saw before, if you've never laid floors before. But if this situation does apply to you and you would like to know how to do it, let us know in the comments. We do have multiple other rooms we need to do this in, and we are happy to make a dedicated video.
This is a ton of work, but you can definitely do it yourself. You just need to be armed with the knowledge, the disposal plans, and the right safety precautions for the power tools and the fact that you're gonna be on your knees the entire day.
And a good attitude. We hope this was helpful and interesting to you. Be sure to like the video if you do in fact like the content. Subscribe so you can see all of our future content. We have so much coming for you guys, obviously finishing out the rest of this living room and many, many, many more rooms that we're going to be tackling in this house. Follow us on Instagram, if you so please, at Building Home Official, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Extreme living room makeover.
Extreme!
Extreme!
Or he's barking us. Oh my god.
Okay.
Don't record that.
Don't fall on your saw.
Don't fall on your saw. That's rule number 1.
And I will say, extreme!
Extreme!
It's so much easier to cut these down into strips because for some reason. Why is the reason? Because it's easier. It's just so much easier to cut these down into strips. That's my pause.
Thank you for alerting the
Pause.
classroom.
All right, to start, we got to pull up these transition pieces that are running diagonal and square.
Try that again.
What?
We got to.
We got to. We got to.
So there was no real way to remove it without risking damage to the mantle. I thought it was good. Is that not good? Okay.
That's good.
She looked at me like it was good.
I looked at you because you like motioned to me in a very odd way, but like I don't have anything to say.
Okay. All right.
Like I don't have anything to add. You were literally just like, you'll see it when you go to edit. You were like,
okay. Nick, watch it back and see if Madison's right.
And today we are taking you through the demo process of our extreme living room makeover.
Extreme!
That's not, no, that's way too much.
Extreme!